Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thomas More Stadium for Game 2 of this three-game series between the Florence Yalls and the Evansville Otters. Well, the Otters barely pulled away with a victory yesterday. They were down 5-2. We take a look at the recap here of the game yesterday. Florence took the lead early on a 3-run homer from Brendan Bobo. Evansville got 2 back, made it a 1-run game, but then a Zach Beadle 2 RBI double ended up making it 5-2. And Evansville ended up coming back. They scored 2 in the 6th on an Amani Jones home run, his first of his professional career and his first of the season. Wild pitch in the 8th scored J.J. Cruz from 3rd, and then in the 9th, costly error from Dylan Baker at short allowed Jordan Vyers to come in from 3rd, and it was mostly the bullpen that really took care of business in Game 1. It was David Eckes who got into a bases-loaded jam, got himself out of it with the scoreless frame, and Andrew Garcia threw 2 perfect innings, scoreless, ended up getting the victory as Junior Serta came in for the 9th and took care of business there. Ended up getting his first save of the year, and the Otters moved to 5-2. And today, on this Saturday night, they'll look to take their first road series of the season before tomorrow's Game 3 as we head back home for 6 more at EVSC's historic Bosse Field after this one. Playing 3 against Gateway, then 3 against Windy City. Otters 5-2 as we take a look at the standings for right now. Otters leading the Central only by half a game over Washington. Washington's 2 wins in that doubleheader put them really close into the race for the first place in that division. It is Lake Erie that is 1.5 games back in the Central, and then Florence is at the bottom at 3 games back, sitting at 2-5 after their loss yesterday. Take a look at the West Division. It's 6-2. The Windy City Thunderbolts are playing very well to start the season off. Schaumburg's a game behind them. Then Mississippi and Gateway are both at 3-4, 2.5 games back, and Joliet is 3.5 back at 2-5. Over in the East Division, it's the New York Boulders leading at 5-2. Then Sussex County, New Jersey, only a game behind. Down East in last place, but still sitting at 3-4, only 2 games back. And finally, the North, Ottawa and Quebec both leading the division at 4-3. And Trois-Rivières, Brockton, and Tri-City are all 2 games back at 2-5. Well, yesterday was a very scrappy game. We saw a lot of runners left on base, 26 in total, as neither team was really able to come up with timely hitting. The Otters were able to just scrape a couple runs together and take care of business in Game 1. Let's take a look at the lineups, starting with the home team in Florence. Tyler Schoenefeld leads it off. Jackson Tucker in center field bats second. Hank Zeisler at first batting third, with Brendan Bobo in right field batting fourth. Zade Richardson, the DH, bats fifth. Garrett Broussard at third base bats sixth. Zach Beadle catching again, batting seventh. Marcus Brodell in left field batting eighth. And Dylan Baker, the shortstop, batting ninth. On the other side for the Otters, it's Ponder, Jones, Pearson, Brown yet again for the 8th straight game now to start the season off. Mark Black is DHing today. Newcomer Blake Robertson is batting sixth, and he's in left field. Then J.J. Cruz at third bats seventh. T.J. Salvaggio bats eighth at short, and Jordan Vyers is in right field batting ninth. Blake Robertson getting his first bit of playing time with the Otters after coming in after a trade with the Cleburne Railroaders of the American Association. Got traded here for a player to be named later. A lot of player to be named later trades in these indie ball organizations and in these leagues. Robertson should be a good addition. It's another lefty. There are 4 lefties and a switch hitter in this lineup today for the Otters against the righty in Zach Westcott. As we take a look at the Yalls defense, from left to right, it's Brodell, Tucker, and Bobo. Then third to first, Broussard, Baker, Schoenefeld, and Zeisler, with Beadle doing the catching for Zach Westcott. Westcott making his second start of the season. First start was against Evansville back on the 9th in that comeback victory. Westcott, a pitcher, also the pitching coach of the Florence Yalls, has a lot of history here with the Frontier League. Then in his first start of the season, he went 4 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Gave up a home run in that one as well. So currently sitting at a 4.15 ERA. Looking to get back into the coaching ranks. The only veteran in terms of status in the Frontier League that is on the roster. There's a couple of vets that we've seen for Evansville. One of them is on the IL right now, Tommy Shirley. We haven't seen him pitch quite yet this season. The other one was Dakota Phillips, but Dakota Phillips played those 3 games on opening weekend and ended up getting his jersey retired. Third player to get his jersey retired in Evansville history. It's 7-4-44 now that we will not see anybody else wear for the Otters. Well, the Otters, after their win yesterday, have moved to 4-0 against Florence to start off the year. They swept them in the opening series, win yesterday. A win today would put them at 5-0 in the series, and they would only need 2 more wins out of the next 7 games to win that season series against Florence. And especially if you're looking at a playoff push here, you got to win all those series against other teams, especially season series. You never know when there's going to be a tiebreaker. So it's good for Evansville that they are able to be kind of in the driver's seat in this series against Florence. Got to keep it up here on this Saturday night, though. The starting pitcher for the Otters is Ben Petschke today. Petschke was another guy that faced off against Florence in his first outing, and these two faced off on the 9th. Petschke pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, only 1 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Wasn't ended up involved in the decision because of the comeback victory. That was Andrew Garcia who got the win. But still pitched very well. Here are our umpires for the day. Rudy Bosk is behind the dish calling the balls and strikes with Jeff Osborne at first and the crew chief Henry Schmulwitz over at third. Schmulwitz was the home plate umpire in yesterday's game, so it will be Osborne that will take the plate for tomorrow's third game of the series. That'll be at 1:07 Eastern time, which means it'll be 12:07 Central for all you watching in Evansville. First day game of the season it will be for Evansville as well. Here at Thomas More Stadium, we have had some rain. Take a look at the defense for the Otters. Robertson's in left, Ponders in center, and Vyers is in right. Third to first, J.J. Cruz, Salvaggio, Amani Jones, Dennis Pierce. Logan Brown doing the catching again for the Otters, and Petschke. There was a massive thunderstorm earlier this morning, and it says there's supposed to be a little bit more rain during the game, but skies are clearing up just a tad here. It's throwback night at Thomas More Stadium. So not too sure if we're going to get more rain, but either way, turf field here at the stadium, so no threat of a rain delay unless there's lightning in the area, which it's Kentucky. There's always going to be a threat of lightning. See the umpires right there waiting to get set here. We're starting at 6:36 instead of 6:35. Don't ask me why, because I am not sure. It's 1:07 tomorrow. It was 7:03 yesterday. A little bit of an earlier game here on Saturday night. There was a very nice fireworks show that went on after the game yesterday. Let's talk a little bit about Blake Robertson, newest addition to the squad for Evansville. He was drafted in the 26th round by the Twins out of Edmond Santa Fe High School, but decided to go to college, played a season at Oklahoma State. Moved to Crowley College, transferred to the junior college ranks, did pretty well, then transferred to the rival of Oklahoma State in the Oklahoma Sooners. Played well there, got drafted in the 7th round of the 2022 draft by the Rays, and spent a few years in the organization with Tampa Bay, specifically mostly with High A Bowling Green, the Hot Rods as they've called it. He was released by them on March 17th, picked up by Cleburne, signed with them on April the 6th, but then traded to Evansville and signed yesterday. The 24-year-old, soon to be 25-year-old, him and Amani Jones, their birthdays are both on Tuesday. Amani Jones a couple years younger, but both of them will be celebrating their birthdays, hopefully get a win there in the first game against the Grizzlies. The Yalls are announcing their lineup. They have the all, what is, baby blue, powder blue? All blue jerseys for Florence. On the other side, it's the road grays yet again for Evansville. Looks like that'll be the jersey they're going to wear in all 3 games of this series. After the win yesterday, the Otters are now 3-1 in one-run games, all 3 of those wins coming against Florence. The loss in that first game of the doubleheader against Washington. Well, we'll take you to our PA announcer here at Thomas More Stadium as we are just about to get set for the national anthem. Anthem has been sung and we're ready to go here in Florence. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Florence trying to even the series at 1 apiece, get their first win against Evansville this season. And the Otters trying to take the series on the road, their first road series of the season. As we see the warm-up pitches from Zach Westcott. He'll face off against the top 3 in the order, John Ponder, Amani Jones, Dennis Pierce. Westcott, a lot of Frontier League records, including innings pitched, 887 recorded before the season started. Now up to 891 and a third. This is his 140th career start. Has 60 wins, 41 losses, 675 strikeouts, and has allowed more runs, hits, walks, hit by pitches than anybody else in Frontier League history. But that just kind of comes with the territory when you're now in your 11th season with the Frontier League. He's played with a lot of teams, including a team that doesn't even exist anymore. Was with Joliet, Ottawa, Windy City, and the Southern Illinois Miners. Of course, the Sussex County Miners, now the only team called the Miners in the Frontier League. That's spent a lot of his time here between the Frontier League and the Atlantic League. Has played in the Atlantic League a lot, including last season he was with the Gastonia Ghost Peppers. He's also in his second season with Florence, was with Florence last year, had a nice 2.57 ERA in 59 1/3 innings. 6-2 record, struck out 30. Through 6 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts on August 2nd. Ended up earning himself the win. First pitch at 6:37, not 6:36, is called a ball to John Ponder. Ponder has a hit in every game this season, extending his hitting streak to 7 games as he foul tips one into the glove of Zach Beadle, and it's 1-1. Ponder went 1 for 4, had a walk and a strikeout yesterday. A lot of 1 for 4s in this season so far for Ponder. He's gone 1 for 4 in 4 separate games at that top of the order. That one misses outside, 2-1. Westcott, 34 years old. That one's inside, and it's 3-1. A lot of walks yesterday for Florence. Let's make it 7, 6 of them by Milburn, 1 of them by Eddie Cafton. 3-1 is high for ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Ponder, and that'll bring up Amani Jones. Otters not necessarily a good stolen base team. They're actually the only team in the league that have more caught stealing than actual stolen bases, 4 to 5. But Ponder does have 3 of those 4. Did steal a bag yesterday. First pitch to Jones is inside for ball 1. So Amani Jones hit a big 2-run homer, his first of his professional career that went over the right field wall. Made it a 1-run game. Good catalyst of the comeback for the Otters, and it seems to be the thing so far for Evansville. Just coming back from being down. Never say die, Otters. There goes Westcott. There's a fly ball into left field. Brodell will make the catch, and Ponder will head back to first. So 2 down, and that will bring up Dennis Pierce. Ponder on first, 1 out here, no score top of the first. Pierce had a strong start to the season, but is now 0 for his last 7. Went 0 for 4, did walk twice, so found a way to get on 6 walks so far this season as he takes 1 inside. A lot of guys from Pennsylvania on this Otters squad, and they've been talking about the D2 World Series in the Pennsylvania. Pierce went to East Stroudsburg, Millersville for Amani Jones. And mostly that too in the D2 College World Series. Pretty entertaining. There were a lot of high scores yesterday in Division II baseball. There goes Ponder, throw from his knees, Beadle, and they got him at second base. So they keep trying to run, and it keeps not working. Not too sure why they keep trying to run. But it is 1-2. Now with the bases empty and 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Westcott. That is down the line and a fair ball. That'll one hop over the short wall. And it's a ground rule double for Dennis Pierce. Fourth double of the season for Dennis. Takes that lead away from Logan Brown. Logan Brown had 3 doubles just in yesterday's game. Ties Ponder now with the most for 4. A runner on second now with 2 outs. That'll bring up Logan Brown. I mentioned 3 doubles. Made up his 3 hits. Played his 500th career game yesterday professionally. Now 501. Fouls one into the kid zone. First 3-hit game of the season yesterday for Logan Brown. Might be the only player this season that hits 3 doubles. It's a pretty big rarity. One of them was almost inside the park home run if the umpires didn't call the ball stuck in the wall a ground rule double. Brown was running around the bases, but he had to end up going back to second. That was double number 3. He's hitting 370 to start off. There's a grounder to Schoenfeld at second. Throw on to first is in time. And that is out number 3. So a walk and a double, but no one ends up coming around as we head to the bottom of the first inning. No score on the Otters Media Network. Bottom of the first inning here at Thomas More Stadium. Ben Petschke's getting the start for the Otters today. Petschke went 5 innings, gave up only 1 earned run against Florence back on the 9th through 81 pitches in that 10-9 victory. First inning brought to you by Mesker Park Zoo. Visit the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. Petschke had a 1.8 ERA. Missed the entirety of 2025 with an injury. Had Tommy John twice. Is back here ready to go. Trying to shut down this Y'all's offense, as the bullpen did yesterday. Start off with Tyler Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld didn't get the start yesterday. Did come in as a pinch runner, was representing the tying run in the 9th. Was on second with nobody out, but Junior Serta got out of it. Ended up getting his first save of the year. First pitch is called a ball. One after the fastball hits the zone. Schoenfeld last season, 301, 69 games, went 10 for 36 against Evansville. In that first series, he went 3 for 14. And he's now down in the count, 1-2. Both of his RBIs, though, this season did come on the 8th against Evansville. That's his only multi-hit game, went 2 for 6. That one's outside, and it's 2-2. Schoenfeld will take a timeout. Mostly Schoenfeld in the leadoff spot due to his speed, and him and Jackson Tucker have been sharing the leadoff spot so far, but now Tucker's batting second, so a couple of speedsters at the top of the order for Florence today. 2-2. Fouled, way back foul. Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Northern Kentucky last season for Schoenfeld. Hit .324 for the Norse. Pretty close to where Florence currently is. Peschke thought that was strike 3. Doesn't get the call, and it's 3-2. Payoff pitch is ball 4. So the top of the first and the bottom of the first start will lead off walks. And now the speedster Schoenfeld is on first with nobody out for Jackson Tucker. 21 double plays for Evansville this season, 3rd in the league. And I'll watch out for him over at first. That first pitch is called a ball. Tucker had his second straight 2 for 5 game yesterday. This also went 2 for 5 in the last game of the series against Mississippi. Throw back to first. They caught him. Is he out? He is. So Schoenfeld was dancing a little too much off of first, and they pick him off. A little bit of a late reaction. Pierce, great catch and tag over there, and now a couple of base running mistakes. One from each side here in the first inning. 1-0 is called strike 1. Base is empty now with 1 out. So the leadoff man, Ponder, in the top of the first, walk, get caught stealing. Schoenfeld here in the bottom half, walk, get picked off at first. Something about equilibrium. The 2-1. Grounder over to first. Good scoop by Pierce. Throw to Peschke as he tries to dive. Tucker to make it there safely, but it's still called out, and it's out number 2 on the 3-1 putout. Definitely an interesting choice by Tucker to try and dive there. I guess it was a bit of a close play. Still out there, though. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Hank Zeisler. First lefty that Peschke will face today. Second lefty. There's 4 of them in the lineup, including Schoenfeld, Zeisler, Bobo, and Brodell. Zeisler had his 4th multi-hit game yesterday, 2 for 3. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. Zeisler currently hitting .393, on-base percentage at .485. So having a good start to the year after his All-Frontier League selection last year with Florence. Two and 1. Peschke working a bit fast, kicks and deals. That one is inside, and it's 3-1. Peschke only walked 2 batters in his start against Florence on the 9th. At risk at walking 2 here in the first, and he will. So 2 walks here in the first inning, 1 to Schoenfeld, 1 to Zeisler. And now there's a man on with 2 outs for Brendan Bobo. Brendan Bobo, now 24 after his birthday was yesterday. Hit a home run on his birthday, a 3-run shot in the first. Has 3 homers this season. All of them have come against righties. First pitch breaking ball hits the zone for strike one. Bobo, 3 homers, also leads the team in strikeouts, though. He's the only player with multiple 2 strikeout and 3 strikeout games this season. Oh, 1 ripped into right field, and that's a base hit. Seisler had to stop over there at first to try and avoid the ball, so he'll just take second. And the single for Bobo puts 2 on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first for Jade Richardson. Richardson in the DH spot yet again. He's been the DH in every game he's played in so far this season. First pitch from Petschke. High chopper to third. J.J. Cruz will scoop it, throw to first, and that is out number 3. So 3 reach for Florence. None of them score. As we're seeing a little bit of what we saw yesterday, just offense not able to bring in those runs. But we head to the top of the second inning, no score on the Otters Media Network. Top of the second inning brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service and construction company. Westcott back out there with the luscious locks on the bump through a scoreless first. He'll face off against Mark Black, Blake Robertson, J.J. Cruz. 2 lefties in the first 3 up in the second inning. Second inning has been where the Otters have done their damage, as well as the third. They've scored 9 runs in each of those 2 innings this season, the most out of any inning. And the second inning is also the most runs that the Yalls have given up, 12. So if there was any opportunity here to pounce, might be now. First pitch misses. Reminder, that slow curveball for Westcott, 67 miles per hour, a little high. 1-0. Foul tip into the glove of Beetle, and it's 1-1. Mark Black currently in an 0-for-5 skid after having back-to-back 3-hit games in the first 2 games of the Washington series. Grounder down the third baseline, foul. Makes it 1-2. Mark Black, 2 multi-RBI games. Him and Logan Brown lead the team in that category. A lot of guys do have a multi-RBI game. Black has 1 game with 2 RBI and 1 game with 3. 2-2 after that one misses outside. Now the pitch. It's into center field, and Schoenfeld will run it down into center for out number 1. Well, that'll bring up Blake Robertson for his first at-bat in an Otters uniform. He's wearing the number 31. Robertson traded here from the Cleburne Railroaders. Played 241 games in the Rays minor league system. Was drafted in the 7th round back in 2022. Last season, played his entire campaign with the High A Bowling Green Hot Rods. Hit 202 in 85 games. Had himself a good June. Hit 334. Swing and a miss. Going to be a good 4th outfielder for the Otters this season, standing at 6'5". A lot of tall guys on the team. Chopper foul. Makes it 0-2. Robertson played with both Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Played most of his best ball with Oklahoma, though, as he only played 2 games with OK State in 2020 before the old pandemic canceled the season. Hit 300 with the Sooners, though, in 2022 before being drafted. Inside, and it's 1-2. Robertson from Edmond, Oklahoma, in the OKC area. 1-2. Swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Westcott. And quickly 2 down here in the top of the 2nd. I'll bring up J.J. Cruz. Like Vyers yesterday, he's the batter that if he strikes out, everyone here gets beers. So we're going to see a couple of beer chants for Mr. Cruz. There's a high pop-up on the left side. Broussard will give way to Baker, who makes the catch. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Westcott here in the 2nd. Now we head to the bottom of the 2nd, no score, here on the Otters Media Network. So the most runs scored versus most runs given up thing didn't really work out for the Otters today, as they go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 2nd. Now in the bottom half of the 2nd inning, Petschke back out there after throwing a scoreless first. He'll face off against Broussard, Beadle, and Brodell, the 3 Bs. There's a lot of guys in the lineup whose last name begin with B. Bobo, Broussard, Beadle, Brodell, Baker. 5 of the last 6 guys in the order. And then there's Zade Richardson, who needs to get with the program. First pitch from Petschke is called a strike. Got a dark cloud overhead. Hopefully that doesn't bring anything too nasty to our beautiful Saturday night. 0-1. Inside. Broussard has a hit in his last 5 games. His last 3 games have gone 1 for 3, 1 for 4, 1 for 5. Might get a 1 for 6 today. You never know. That one's low and away, and it's 2-1. Broussard was at Utah Valley 2020 to 2024. All 5 of his collegiate seasons. 5th year, he hit .319. And in that season, he became Utah Valley's career leader in games played, 224. 3-1 is inside for ball 4. So 3 walks already for Petschke, as the Yalls have a leadoff walk now in back-to-back innings. That'll bring up Zach Beadle. Beadle had himself a very good night yesterday. Went 3 for 5, hit the RBI double. That put them up 5-2. But did also strike out twice. Has multiple strikeouts in his last 3 games. So that one's inside. A lot of inside pitches here to start for Petschke. Those 2 RBI, the first 2 of the season for Beadle. 1-0 is high for ball 2, and Logan Brown will come over to have a chat. A little bit wild for Petschke here to start off the 2nd inning. Beadle was at Madonna University, not the Madonna you're thinking of, the school. School's a little bit west of Detroit. Beadle originally from Canton, Michigan. So Madonna not too far away. Also played in the USPBL, which is not too far away as well. Played with the Westside Woolly Mammoths in 2023. Hit .207 with them. 2024 was back with Westside. Hit .197. Then signed with Windy City for last season. Only went 2 for 14 against Evansville last year, and he has had more than that just in yesterday's game. Popped up into foul ground. Logan Brown looks like he has enough room. He does, and he makes the catch right at the netting for out number 1. Brown had just enough room to get to it, make the catch. And the first out, that'll bring up Marcus Brodell. Brodell 2 for 4 with a home run in the last game of the Mississippi Series. Otherwise, he's gone 0 for 11. First pitch misses high for ball 1. 2 of those 4 hits were a 2-run homer. Does have a homer and 2 RBIs this season. Does have at least 1 strikeout in every game as well. Fouled back just over the netting. Makes it 1-1. Logan Brown was ready to throw to second as man at first, Broussard, was faking a steal over to second base. Didn't end up actually going, though. See if Petschke wants to throw over. That one's high, and it's 2-1. So Petschke missing a lot of pitches high and inside. At least to the righties, it'll be outside to the lefties. Two-one. High chopper to second. Jones will toss to Salvaggio. Throw to first, and that's not in time. Brodell beats it out, reaches on the fielder's choice, but they get the lead runner, and that's out number 2. Now Brodell hit it just slow enough for him to be able to keep himself over at first base. But Jones did have enough time to get Broussard, the lead man, at second base. 9-hitter Dylan Baker stands in for his first at-bat. He went 0 for 4 with a strikeout yesterday. First one hits the zone for strike 1. Baker made the error in the 9th inning yesterday that allowed the Otters to score that run that gave him the lead 6-5. Wouldn't relinquish that in the bottom half. And he's quickly down 0-2 after a good slider. Baker hitting at a .238, 5 for 21 now in his 7th game. 0-2. Fouls one away. Look out, concourse yet again. Ooh, that was really close. Got to keep your eyes peeled when you're on the concourse. You can't get too distracted. You hear the sound of the bat crack, and you just got to watch out for something coming your way. Runner goes 0-2, and Baker gets hit on the back as Brodell took a little bit of a weird dive into second base. See what happens. Oh, he slipped on the turf. Ooh, his leg bent back a little bit. I was thinking he didn't have to dive, and he didn't mean to dive. He just did on accident. Turf gets a little bit slippery, especially after the rain. 4 free passes already given up from Petschke. 2 on, 2 outs, which will bring up the top of the order in Schoenfeld. Petschke missing outside yet again. See if the Yalls take advantage here. 2 on, 2 outs. 1-0. Fly ball into center field. Ponder runs it down, makes the catch, and that's out number 3. So another little jam that Petschke gets himself out of. A scoreless scoreless bottom of the 2nd. We head to the top of the 3rd. No score on the Otters Media Network. Top of the 3rd inning. 3rd inning brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. West caught a nice 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 2nd. He'll face off against Salvaggio Vyers, and then the top of the order in Ponder as he moves to the order for the 2nd time. TJ Salvaggio didn't have his best day offensively yesterday. Did get a hit, but struck out twice. Has 2 strikeouts now in his past 2 games. 7 overall on the season, but also 7 RBI, leads the team. First pitch inside, straightens him up a little bit, makes it a 1-0. Salvaggio coming from Slidell, Louisiana, a little bit north of New Orleans. There's a base hit. That'll get into the gap all the way over to the wall. Salvaggio will head to second base, and a leadoff double for TJ Salvaggio. So already the second double of the day for the Otters. Otters team that is already second in the Frontier League in doubles. They've just added 2 more to that total, up to 18 on the season. And Jordan Vyers has a chance to bring in the first run of the day and bring in a run for the second straight game. Does have 2 already. Went 2 for 3 with a ribby yesterday. Swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Otters left 14 men on yesterday, which is their new season high. The Yalls left 12 on yesterday, and that's the most that an Evansville opponent has had so far. 26 left on base yesterday in total, which is crazy. That game could have ended, 11-10? It ended 6-5. Still a decent amount of scoring, but could have been a lot more if the offenses were able to get some hits with runners on and with 2 outs. Good opportunity here, though, with a runner on second and nobody out. Vyers now 2-1. Westcott looking back to second. Here's the pitch. Broken bat, but it's into right field for a base hit. Late start for Salvaggio, so he will head to third and get the stop sign there. Feels like Jordan Vyers is the only guy that on the team that breaks his bat. I don't remember seeing anybody else break their bat this season. And that bat really split. He was just holding on to the handle after swinging it, but he does get a base hit. And he has a hit in 3 straight games now. Runners at the corners for the top of the order in John Ponder. As mentioned before, the Otters have scored 9 runs in the third, tied with the second inning for the most so far this season. So they put up some good numbers in the third inning. First pitch to Ponder is called a ball. 4 RBI for Ponder. Looking to get a hit in his 8th straight game. Walked in his first at-bat, ended up getting caught stealing at second. Not sure they'll send Vyers here, though. 2-0. I'm sure Andy McCauley is not too trustworthy of his guys running at this point after the caught stealings from Beetle. Beetle has put together an amazing bit of catcher defense, though. All 3 of the caught stealings, he's thrown it from his knees, and they've been perfect. 3-0 now to Ponder. Walk loads the bases for Amani Jones. Here's the pitch. Grounder to second, throw to short for 1, on to first, and it's a double play. The run does come in, though. So RBI for Ponder, his 5th of the season. And the Otters take a 1-0 lead. So 2 outs, but a run. I'm sure they'll take that. Otters strike first here, but there are 2 outs now. Nobody on for Jones. First pitch hits the zone for strike 1. Monty Jones also on that 7-game hitting streak, flew out to left field in his first at-bat. Fouls one away. Look out over there. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Should call it Watch Your Head Construction. All these people nearly getting hit by foul balls around here. 0-2. Another one foul. Basically the same spot. A lot of souvenirs going to that left side. Otters so far this season 3-0 when scoring first. So far this season looking likely, but it is only 1 run. There's a pop up to the left side. Baker calling everybody off into shallow left field. He'll make the catch. And that is out number 3. So the Otters do get a run. Double play from Ponder brings in TJ Salvaggio after his leadoff double. 1-0 Otters as we head to the bottom of the 3rd on the Otters Media Network. Well, they were singing Margaritaville in between innings. We have a Margaritaville night at EVSC's historic Bossy Field. That's in July, though, July 10th. So not too close from now, but it will be a Hawaiian leg giveaway, which is nice. Our most upcoming promotions, Eras Night. A lot of Taylor Swift going on there on the 22nd. Against Windy City. On the 23rd against Windy City, it's racing night. So be sure to pop out to Bossy Field for those promotions. It's apparently throwback night here at Thomas More Stadium. Jackson Tucker leads off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Otters have a 1-0 lead. 1 run on 3 hits so far. Only the 1 hit by the Yalls, but they have also walked 3 times and gotten hit by a pitch, so not for a lack of base runners. First pitch inside. Wow, the 1-0 from Petchke. Called a strike. Tucker grounded out to Dennis Pierce over at first base in his first at-bat. 1-1. Grounded to 3rd, past the dive of Cruz. Long throw from Salvaggio, but Tucker is able to make it safely, and an infield single for Tucker. 3rd straight inning, the leadoff man has reached for Florence. It's always going to be a rough play for Salvaggio, and especially with the speed of Tucker. Tucker beat it out by 1 or 2 steps. That'll bring up Zeisler. See if Tucker tries to steal here. Goes on the first pitch. Brown was ready, throwing a hop over to second, but Tucker gets there safely. So a stolen base for Jackson Tucker. Pitch was called a ball, so it's 1-0. Good throw from Brown on a hop, but Tucker just gets in there under the tag. 40 for 46 in stolen bases last season with St. John's. Now the leadoff man is in scoring position here with nobody out. It's what happened with Evansville in the top half of the 3rd. Now here with Florence in the bottom half. And it's their big boppers, Zeisler, Bobo, Richardson coming up. Petchke will step off. Salvaggio over towards second base. Amani Jones at second in shallow right field. The usual shift for Zeisler and Bobo. The 1-1 is just high. On the fastball, and it's 2-1. Zeisler was one of the 3 walks. He walked in the first inning, ended up advancing to second, but not much further than that. 2-1 is called a strike, and it's 2-2. 6 strikeouts for Zeisler this season. Has one in his last 3 games. 2-2. Check swing. Did not go around. Makes the count full. Zeisler had a 7 RBI day in the first game of the Mississippi series. Hit 2 homers. Drove in 7. Scored 3 times. Added a walk as the cherry on top. Payoff pitch. Fouls one over to the Otters dugout. And that's where Zeisler will take his hitter's timeout. So Tucker singled, stole second. That's where he's at right now. Zeisler and the Yalls trying to bring him in, tie the game up at 1. Was sprinkling a little bit. Not sure if it still is right now. Hard to tell, but I think it is. There are some umbrellas up. That is into center field and a base hit. Tucker, who was already heading for third on the steal, will come around to score easily. And Hank Zeisler ties the game up at 1 apiece. So 1-1 now in the bottom of the third. Otters score 1. Florence immediately responds. And that'll bring up Bobo with Zeisler at first. And still nobody out. First pitch just outside for ball 1. Bobo 1 for 1, hit a single in his first at-bat. Swing and a miss. Bobo coming from Santa Cruz, California, so NorCal. Played for a couple California schools. Fullerton with the Titans and Loyola Marymount with the Lions, the 2 schools he was at. 3 seasons at Fullerton, just 1 at LMU. Zeisler runs, and he will take second easily. He had a great jump on that one. And another runner's in scoring position with nobody out. So 2 stolen bases in this inning. And now go-ahead run on second base. 2-1. Swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. This one season with Loyola Marymount hit .317. Had a multitude of multi-hit, a couple 4-hit games. Went 4 for 6. Drove in 6 RBIs on March 15th against Dartmouth, which for college, that seems like a really long way to go to play another team. Orange County to the northeast. Called strike 3. And Bobo goes down looking. First strikeout of the day for Petchke, and a big out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Zaid. Grounded out to third to end the first inning in his first at-bat. Richardson leads the squad with 3 multi-hit games, including... Sorry, he's got 4 multi-hit games, including the one yesterday, 2 for 5. Popped up first base way. Pierce gives it a look, but it will head foul. This is yesterday's 2 for 5 was the second 2 for 5 that Richardson has had against Evansville. Had another one on the 9th, game 3 of the first series of the year. Misses, makes it 1-1. Richardson, 22nd round draft pick in 2019. Went to Wabash Valley College. I said College Valley. Throw back, no one's there. So, bit of a soft one. Maybe just trying to give Zeisler a little scare at second base after his stolen base. One. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. 108 games in the minor leagues for Richardson. Oh, that's actually strike 3. They've lost track of the count there. Back-to-back strikeouts, though, for Petschke. And there are 2 outs. So opportunity to leave the man at second with nobody out. With the run coming in, though, we are tied up. Broussard, first pitch, is just outside for ball 1. I mentioned before, Broussard, leader in Utah Valley's history in games played. 5th in starts, 206. Three and one. It is called a strike. Broussard was ready to head to first. We'll get the bad news, though. So the 3-2 payoff pitch. Here with 2 outs is high for ball 4. So Broussard has now walked twice. That's the fourth walk of the day for Petschke. So Zach Beadle now up with 2 on and 2 outs. Beadle's already driven in 2 in this series. Petschke trying to get out of another jam here in the 3rd inning. Keep the game tied up. First pitch, grid breaking ball hits the zone for strike 1. Beadle popped out to Logan Brown behind the dish in his first at-bat. 0-1. There's a pop-up into shallow center. Somebody's got to call it. It'll be Salvaggio. He'll make the catch, and that is out number 3. So 1 run does come in to tie the game, but definitely could have been a lot worse for Petschke. He gets out of it. And we are tied at 1, heading to the 4th on the Otters Media Network. Top of the fourth inning brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for both sides here as we head to the top of the fourth. Most of the games have started already today. Nothing really too major from the scoring besides the fact that the Boulders scored 9 in the first inning against Sussex County. My goodness. I don't know what's going on over there, but over here it's 1-1. Dennis Pierce, Logan Brown, Mark Black, the top 3 to face off against Westcott. Scored that run in the third inning, but an immediate response from Florence and a strike 1 call against Pierce. Pierce hit a double in his first at-bat, his 4th of the season. That one's outside, and it's 1-1. Clouds are getting a little darker here. It's a little scary, you know? You never know what's going to happen with the rain. That one's outside. It's 2-1. Dennis Pierce, 2 homers. Last one came on the 9th against Florence. First one came on opening day. Inside, it's 3-1. 6 walks already for Pierce. Three multi-hit games, tied for the team lead. Fouls one down the left field line, makes it a full count, 3-2. As Westcott steps off the mound. Turf field here at Thomas More Stadium, so that big thunderstorm earlier didn't really affect the field all too much. First base side of the rubber for Westcott. Payoff. There's a fly ball into shallow center. Shaney Felt will run it down, make the catch, and that's out number 1. Now that'll bring up Logan Brown. Matchup has a combined age of 63 between the 34-year-old Westcott and the 29-year-old Brown. You know, usually in the Frontier League, a lot of the older guys are pitchers. Logan Brown has been doing this for a while. Professional game number 501. And is quickly in a good hitter's count, 2-0. .500th game, got a 3-for-4 game. That's a way to celebrate. Not sure if he even really knew about it though. Did put out a graphic on social media about it, but that was like right before the game started yesterday, so didn't even know if he really knew that it was his 500th game until after. 3-0, called a strike. Very high strike. And it's 3-1. A lot of high strikes being called by the home plate umpire, Rudy Bosk. 3-1. Fouls one back, makes it 3-2. So the second straight full count here to start out the fourth. Already a lot of pitches being thrown here in this fourth inning by Westcott. Payoff is inside for ball 4. And Westcott was immediately reactive. Same with Baker and Shaney Felt in the middle infield. Did look like it was a little inside, though. Second walk allowed by Westcott. And Logan Brown's on first with one out for Mark Black. Black flew out to center in his first at-bat. And there's a fly out. Not to center, but on the infield. Baker will make the catch. And that's out number 2. So a couple flyouts for Mark Black so far. He's 0 for 2. Now 2 outs. That'll bring up Blake Robertson. I wonder if Robertson chose 31 or if he was just given 31 because he's the newest guy on the team. First pitch fouled back. Well, at Oklahoma, Blake Robertson wore number 26. And 26 isn't taken by anybody. It's not retired, so maybe he did just choose 31. Maybe they don't have a 26. I don't know. It's a question that I should ask him. I'll let you know tomorrow. 1-1 fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Makes it 1-2. Also wonder how many guys have played with both Oklahoma State and Oklahoma in their college careers. Another one fouled back. Now, I'd assume he's more of an Sooners guy because he played that last season with them, and they made it all the way to the College World Series. But, you know, still played with both of them, both teams in that big Oklahoma rivalry. Another 1-2, and he gets a piece of it. Logan Brown on first here with 2 outs. The walk. Westcott looking to get through this 4th scoreless. Keep the game tied up at 1. There's a grounder over to second base, bobbled by Shaney Felt. Recovers, throws on to first, and it's in time for out number 3. So that'll do it for the top of the 4th. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Still tied up at 1 here on the Otters Media Network. Bottom of the 4th here in Florence, 1-1 is the score. Peschke back out there for another inning. They'll face off against Brodell, Baker, Shaney Felt, the top 3 in the order. 2 of them lefties, as the Otters try to keep it tied up at 1 apiece. Hank Zeisler hit the RBI single in the bottom of the 3rd to tie the game back up at 1. Marcus Brodell grounded, or reached on a fielder's choice that he grounded into. Got Broussard out at second, but he was able to reach, advance to second, didn't go any farther than that. So far, 0 for 1. First pitch fouled into the screen. Brodell, 23 years old, coming from Clearwater, Florida. Spent 2025 summer with the Williamsport Crosscutters in the draft league. That one's down the line, a fair ball. It'll get all the way into the corner. And Brodell is going to head into second base. It's bobbled out there in left field by Robertson. But Brodell with the leadoff double. So still every inning, the leadoff man has reached for Florence. Haven't taken too much advantage of it quite yet, but last time they had a man on second with nobody out was last inning, and they ended up bringing in Jackson Tucker to tie the game. Now a chance to take the lead here for Dylan Baker. First pitch from Petchke. Shows bunt, has to duck over the breaking ball. Baker standing at 6 foot. Showed bunt, I already had him kind of leaning down, but trying to advance that runner over to third. 1-0, shows bunt again, drops it down. Over to Petchke, bobble between the two, and it will be called a fair ball as Baker will head to first on the infield single. Perfectly placed bunt, and it was touched in fair ground by, looked like Petchke, but looked like Petchke and Cruz at third ran into each other, trying to get the ball. Lack of communication there. So it's runners at the corners with nobody out for Tyler Schoenfeld. Florence trying to take the lead here in the bottom of the fourth. And a very good opportunity to do so. First pitch misses for ball one. See if Baker tries to run from first. Inside, it's 2-0. Walk would load the bases for Jackson Tucker, who already has a hit today. Runner goes. Throw to second is in time as it's an overslide from Baker at second base. So Logan Brown gets him. And that is out number one. Still got to watch out for that runner at third, though. Baker slid a mile, and he couldn't hang on to the bag. Salvaggio tags him out. Another caught stealing for Logan Brown. Him and Beadle have really been doing a good job at throwing out runners. 2-1's a foul tip, makes it 2-2 as it hits. Looks like it hits Rudy Boss, the home plate umpire. Might need to walk it off a little bit. Just getting some balls from said a ball boy. 2-2 to Schoenfeld now with just a runner on third. Is one out, though. Any grounder up the middle will score a run. As the middle infield, Salvaggio and Jones playing very far back up near the outfield grass. Corner infield's a little bit in, including Cruz at third. That one just misses, and it's 3-2. Walkwood at least put the Otters in a good position to get a double play. Maybe he's trying to get out of the inning. Could also just do that with a strikeout here, though. Payoff. And that is ball four. So Schoenfeld walks for the second time. Walk number 5 issued by Petchke. And that'll bring up Tucker. We'll see if Shaney Felt is going to try and take second here. Maybe take out the easy double play. Got picked off at first after walking in the first inning. But already a caught stealing in this game for Florence. Fouls one back, and it's 0-1. Shaney Felt doing some more dancing off of first. The dancing and the movements off of first is what caused him to get picked off at first, so might have to be a little bit careful with that. So the first three have all reached here. Luckily, the caught stealing has one out on the board. A double, single, and a walk. Have runners at the corners with one out. Florence trying to get that lead. Trying to lead for the first time today. Throw back to first. Shaney Felt's back there safely. A lot of movement over at first. Brodell still at third after his leadoff double. Throws back again. That's two disengagements. So can't do it again. Might give Shaney Felt an advantage here if he wants to try and go. Give him a little bit of an extra lead. Got to watch out about disengaging again here. No go. Throw over. Good scoop by J.J. Cruz. Throw to second for one. On to first, and it's not in time. The run comes in. And Brodell sneaks in from the back door, makes it 2-1 Florence. Oh, good defense from J.J. Cruz. That definitely could have gone a lot worse for the Otters. But they no longer have that 1-0 lead. Two unanswered, for Florence. They lead it 2-1. Did get the speedster and Shaney Felt out at second base as well. That is ripped into right field and a first pitch base hit for Hank Zeisler. So now 2 on with 2 outs. That'll bring up Brendan Bobo. Well, Brendan Bobo already has a 3-run homer in this series. Looking to get possibly his second. Already has 3 homers so far this season. Tucker on second, Zeisler on first. See if Tucker will try to swipe third here. They'll go on the first pitch, and a foul over down the first base line makes it 0-1. Wind blown a little bit. Not too sure what direction, though. 0-1. Not necessarily a factor here, as that one's called a strike, and it's 0-2. So 7 hits and 5 walks for Florence. Had a lot of runners on. Have only managed 2 runs, but it has been enough to get them the lead back here in the 4th. Fouls one away. They'll remain at 0-2. Bobo so far has a single in the first, struck out looking in the third. Does strike out a lot, but as we've seen before, has some good pop. 0-2. Grounder over to second. Very weird spin on it, but Jones is able to scoop it up and throw to first for out number 3. But Florence takes the lead. It's 2-1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Otters trying to tie the game, maybe get the lead back in that top of the 5th on the Otters Media Network. Fifth inning here at Thomas More Stadium. Fifth inning brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations. 5405 Pearl Drive or 715 North Green River Road for details. Well, Petschke's 5 walks are the most allowed by a Otters starter so far this season. Has only given up the 2 runs. But they also have the lead, Florence does, 2-1, as Otters have only managed 1 run on 3 hits against Westcott. Westcott pitching well to start the season. Mostly been the bullpen for Florence that has been struggling a little bit. Bradley Wilson has left the team. He got his contract purchased by Toronto. He pitched very well against Evansville, so a departure that might be good for the Otters. But congrats to Bradley Wilson, moving up to the minor league system for the Blue Jays. After his start, went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts against Mississippi in that series. His first game as a starter this year. 2-1 to J.J. Cruz, who leads off the top of the 5th inning. Cruz flew out to Baker at short to end the 2nd inning. In his first at-bat, he swings and misses, and it's 2-2. Fans making noise. They want beer. J.J. doesn't want to fuel it. Gets a piece of it, fouls it away. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Remains at 2-2. Bottom 3 in the order, Cruz, Salvaggio, Vyers lead off the top of the 5th inning against Westcott. See how long he gets in this one. He's pitching well. There's a fly ball into right center field. And it is a leaping catch at the wall for Jackson Tucker. So a good catch from Tucker out in center field is out number 1. That'll bring up Salvaggio. .96 off the bat of Cruz. Went 376. That was into the corner. It probably would have been a home run. Ripped down the line, and it's a foul ball. First pitch to Salvaggio. He's doubled and scored the only run for the Otters today in his first at-bat. Oh, 1 is a very slow curveball that hits the zone for strike 2. Multiple strikeouts in Salvaggio's last 2 games. And the last at-bat, his 3rd double of the year. Mentioned before, a lot of doubles for the Otters so far this year. They don't have a single triple yet, though. Grounder over to short. Baker slips a little bit. His throw on to first on 2 hops is in time as Zeisler might have been on the bag, but tagged Salvaggio just in case. And that's out number 2. Throw was on 2 hops because of the slippage over at short from Baker. We've seen a lot of slippage for the Yalls. We saw Brodell slip and fall trying to get to second on a stolen base that turned out to be a walk. First pitch to Vyers is fouled back. Single for Vyers in his first at-bat. And he gets nailed with a fastball at 85. Well, luckily for the elbow guard, didn't affect him too much. Back to the top of the order. Ponder ready for his third at-bat. Has a walk. Has the only RBI of the day for the Otters. He grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. That ended up scoring Salvaggio from third. There's a fly ball into deep left field, going back at the wall, and it's out of here. Second home run of the year for John Ponder, and it puts Evansville back on top. It's 3-2. So Ponder has driven in all 3 runs for the Otters. Sends one over the left field wall. 401 feet. RBIs 5 and 6 for Ponder, and the Otters take the lead back. It's 3-2. I feel as though the Otters only hit 2-run home runs. There's a high fly ball from Jones into right field. Bobo has a read on it, makes the catch, and that is out number 3. John Ponder, 2-run shot in the rain. The Otters take a 3-2 lead, heading to the bottom of the 5th, halfway home on the Otters Media Network. Bottom 5 here, 3-2. The Otters have the lead. John Ponder taking advantage of the wind, all of a sudden blowing to left field. Hits one over the wall, makes it 3-2 Evansville. The rain is really coming down now as it just kind of sprang out of nowhere. So we're still playing, even with the rain. Hasn't affected anything before. As soon as we see the lightning, that's going to be the issue. But we haven't seen any quite yet. Zade Richardson leads it off here. Petschke back out there for another inning of work. Now pitching with the lead. Looking to go 5 innings. First pitch is up the middle and a base hit for Richardson. So now still the Y'alls have had the leadoff man reach in every inning. It's been a bit frustrating for Petschke just to have all these base runners. He's done a good job at keeping it at bay, at least for now. Broussard with a runner on first. First pitch misses, and it's ball one. Wind really blowing here. Rain coming down. See if that'll affect anything, as already trying to replace the baseballs. It's 2-0. A lot of fans are hitting the concourse, trying to find any bit of shade they can. Fans who came prepared are staying. That will hit the zone for strike one. Broussard so far 2 walks. 2-1. That is called a strike, and it's 2-2. Broussard will take his timeout. Oh, Richardson on first. Got his first hit of the day. Extends his hitting streak. Called strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Petschke, and that is out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Zach Beadle will step in. Some of the rain is getting into the booth here. Wind blowing to the left. There's napkins flying. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Napkins are flying everywhere. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Check swing foul over to the dugout. There are napkins flying everywhere. This has become a... This has changed rapidly. Last inning, it was perfectly fine, and now there's napkins on the field. 0-1. High chopper over to second. Jones runs it down. Throw to first is in time for out number 2. That will advance Richardson to second base. The wind is blowing the rain sideways. That's how windy it is right now. Poor Blake Robertson out in left field is getting the bulk of the rain right now, blowing right into his face. Same with Salvaggio and J.J. Cruz at the left side of the infield. First pitch misses to Marcus Brodell. Brodell has reached twice today. Fielder's choice in the second inning. Hit a double in the fourth. Seems as though the center field camera is a little too wet to have focus at the moment. It's a little blurry. It's still visible, but a little blurry. 2-0. Grounder up the middle into center field for a base hit. Rounding third is Richardson. Throw to the plate is cut off. And Florence has tied the game up at 3 apiece. Marcus Brodell is 2 for 3 and has himself an RBI single. And they're going to start launching shirts to whoever is left taking control of the rain. That'll bring up Dylan Baker. Might have to check the weather app during this mid-inning just to see how it's going right now. Foul ball. Can anyone see it? It will drop foul as the wind takes it. That almost dropped fair. Looked like it was going to go into the stands. It ends up dropping fair. Wonder if we're going to get a delay at any time soon. Maybe just continue this game tomorrow. The wind is blowing the rain just completely sideways. Luckily, Tepechki's back. That one misses low and away, and it's 1-1. So it appears we're finally getting a piece of the storm from earlier. 1-1 grounder to short. Salvaggio will toss a second for out number 3 as Marcus Brodell slides to Cincinnati. And that'll do it for the 5th inning. The Yalls tie the game up at 3, and we're going to see if we're going to continue this game or not. But for now, we'll head to the 6th on the Otters Media Network. Well, we're still not sure if we're calling a game or not here in the 6th. There looks like they're going to pull the tarp out for the pitcher's mound. So it appears we might at least have some sort of a delay. There's lightning. So I think we're definitely going to start here in a delay. Checking the weather app currently, if the rain is heading into the booth. Oh gosh. It says it's only supposed to rain for another hour, so I'm sure we might continue play in about an hour. We'll see how it is here, but both teams are heading back to their respective locker rooms right now. If you're just joining us, it's 3-3 here in the 5th inning. So we're going to have a delay. Not too sure how long the delay will be, but we will have a delay. Rain was just a bit too wonky for everybody's liking. It's been a good game so far, though. The Otters struck first in the 3rd inning. Florence immediately responded. They took the lead in the 4th, and the 2-run homer from Ponder gave Evansville the lead back. And we're tied up again after the RBI single from Marcus Brodell. And I feel like it's always just been a very close battle between these two teams. Fortunately for Evansville, they've come out on top in all 4, but you never know what's going to happen here in Game 2. So we're not too sure how long the delay will be, but we will have a delay. We will get everybody a update when we get one. Probably send it in the YouTube chat for everybody listening on YouTube. For everybody here on Home Team Network, we will also have an update for you. But for now, we are currently in a rain delay, so we will be back with an update hopefully soon. Stick around after the update. Hopefully we're going to try and get the rest of this game out of the way. If not, got 2 tomorrow. Or I guess 1.5 tomorrow. So far for everybody here, my name is Evan Patoka. Hopefully we play the rest of the game today. Hello, everybody who's still here. Unfortunately, due to the rain, we are going to have to postpone the game to tomorrow. Unfortunately, the rain's getting a little too much, but we will be back tomorrow to finish this game, and we will play another one at 1:07. Not too sure when the start time will be for tomorrow's game, but we will definitely be here with updates when they are necessary for everybody here at Thomas More Stadium. I'm Evan Patoka. We'll see you tomorrow for a little bit more than 9 innings.